Hello dear students. Today we will study about the habitat of the living. All the living organisms, plants and animals prefer to live in those places which are best suited to their needs. The place where a plant or animal lives is called its habitat. Actually, habitat means a dwelling place. A habitat provides food, water, air, light, shelter, and a place for breeding to the plants and animals living in it. In fact, a habitat provides everything to the organisms which they need to live. Different types of plants and animals live in different habitats. All the habitats can be divided into two main groups: terrestrial habitats and aquatic habitats. A land based habitat is called a terrestrial habitat. Examples are desert, mountains, forests, grasslands, garden, fields, soil, and homes. Whereas a water based habitat is called an aquatic habitat. Examples of aquatic habitats are pond, lake, rivers, swamps, oceans, or sea. A habitat includes both biotic and abiotic components of the environment. It also includes the interactions between the biotic and abiotic components of the environment. Biotic means living. So, the living things in a habitat are its biotic components. Living things in a habitat are plants, animals, and microorganisms. Whereas the abiotic means non living. The non-living things in a habitat are its abiotic components. The various non-living things in a habitat are soil, rocks, air, water, sunlight, and temperature. Now we will discuss about some terrestrial habitats. Number one is deserts. A waterless area of land that is covered with sand and have very little or no vegetation is called a desert. The dominant factors in the desert habitat are less water and high temperature. In such conditions, the plants and animals have to protect themselves from excessive loss of water and too much heat. The plants and animals in deserts have developed special features for surviving in hot and dry areas of desert. For example, camel. Let's study the adaptations in camel. Camel has long legs which help to keep its body away from the hot sand in the desert. It can drink large amount of water when it is available to it, and it can store it in its body. A camel's body is adapted to save water in the dry desert, and it passes very small amount of urine and dry dung. It does not sweat. Since a camel loses very little water from its body, it can live for many days without drinking water. A camel's hump has fat stored in it. In case of emergency, a camel can break down stored fat to obtain water. A camel has large and flat feet, which helps it to walk easily on soft sand. Now, we will discuss the adaptations in desert plants. The plants in desert habitats are well developed to cope with the shortage of water and high temperature by storing water and reducing the loss of water. Some of the adaptations which help desert plants to survive in hot and dry environment are: number one, the leaves in desert plants are either absent, very small, or present in the form of spines. This helps in reducing the loss of water from the leaves through transpiration process. And the stems of the desert plants are modified to perform the functions of leaves, and they store water as well. Stems of desert plants and leaves are also covered with a thick waxy layer so that they can prevent the loss of water from it. Most of the desert plants have long roots which go deep into the soil for absorbing water. For example, cactus. Now we will discuss about the mountain habitat. A very high hill is called a mountain. The mountain habitats are usually very cold and windy. In many mountain regions, snowfall occurs in winter. Some of the mountains, however, always remain covered with snow. There is a large variety of plants and animals living in the mountain habitats. We will now describe some common adaptations in plants and animals living in mountain habitats. The trees in mountain habitats are usually cone-shaped, having sloping branches. This shape of the mountain trees make the rainwater and snow to slide off easily without damaging the branches and leaves. Many mountain trees have small needle-like leaves, due to which these leaves lose very little water in windy conditions. The broad-leaved trees found on mountains shed their leaves before the onset of winter. This prevents such trees from losing water from their leaves and helps in their survival during winter when all the water in soil is frozen and hence not available to the roots. The animals living in mountain habitats are also adapted to the extremely cold environment present there. For example, york have long hair on their body to protect them from cold by keeping them warm. Now, adaptation in mountain goat. A mountain goat is adapted to cold and rocky environment of a mountain habitat. It has long hair to protect it from cold and keep it warm. It has strong hooves for running up the rocky slopes of mountains for grazing. Now, adaptation in snow leopard. The snow leopard has thick fur on its body. This fur protects the snow leopard from cold and keeps it warm. The snow leopard has a thick layer of fat beneath its skin for insulation to protect it from cold. The snow leopard has a rounded body and small ears to keep the body surface area to a minimum. This reduces the heat loss from the body of snow leopard. Leopard has big feet to spread the weight on snow and prevent it sinking into soft snow. In next module we will study about the aquatic habitats. Thank you.